A Japanese researcher once entered a room filled with crying babies from different parts of the world, British, Canadian, Italian, all crying loudly. But then he noticed something unusual. In one quiet corner, the Japanese babies were noticeably calmer. He repeated the study multiple times, same result. So he asked a question no one had really explored before. What do Japanese mothers do in the first 90 days that others don't? The answer comes down to just 2 words. And by the end of this, you'll not only know them, you'll know how to use them tonight. Welcome back. This channel explores the hidden psychology of your baby's world, the science most parenting advice overlooks, the insights that can change how you see your child. Today, we're looking at Japan. Not because it's perfect or better, but because the data keeps pointing in the same direction. Japanese babies tend to cry less, sleep better, and develop emotional control earlier than babies in many other countries. And surprisingly, it's not about genetics, not about food, not about anything obvious. Stay with me because the reason might surprise you. Let's begin with the research. A major study across thousands of infants in different countries focused on one factor: how much babies cry. The results were clear. British babies cried the most. Canadian babies followed closely. Italian, Dutch, and American babies were also high. And at the very bottom, Japanese babies, they cried the least. Same human biology, same basic needs, so what's different? It comes down to 2 ideas, Amae and Mimamoru. Amae is a concept that means the expectation of being understood without needing to ask. Think about a baby. In most parenting styles, the baby cries first, then gets a response. The baby learns, if I cry, I get help. With Amae, the goal is different. Not reacting after distress starts, but preventing it. Japanese mothers often stay physically close, carry their babies more, sleep nearby, and stay highly attentive. As a result, the gap between need and response becomes very small, so small that the baby rarely needs to escalate into full crying. Calm becomes the baseline. Now, the second idea, Mimamoru. It means to watch and protect. This is the practice of observing a baby so closely that you understand signals before crying begins, before hunger becomes strong, before discomfort grows, before overwhelm starts. Tiny cues, a change in breathing, slight body tension, small movements. These become a language. And once you understand that language, something changes. The baby doesn't need to cry as often because the need is already understood. This builds secure attachment. At a deep level, the baby learns the world is predictable. The world responds, I am safe. There is also practical science behind calming babies. Researchers tested different methods: holding while sitting, rocking, using a stroller, and walking while carrying the baby. The result was consistent. When a mother walked with the baby for about 5 minutes, smooth and steady, the baby calmed down almost every time. Why? Because movement triggers a biological response. Heart rate slows, muscles relax, stress hormones drop. The body feels, I am safe. Now, let's be honest, this style of parenting is not always practical. Constant closeness is difficult, and there are trade-offs. Children may become independent slightly later, but both approaches, Eastern and Western, can raise healthy adults. The key is not copying everything, it's understanding the principle. Here's how you can apply it. The pre-cry observation. Spend time noticing your baby's small signals. The 5-minute walk. When crying starts, walk instead of just sitting. Reduce the gap. Respond a little earlier than usual. Ask a better question. What does my baby need before they tell me? A crying baby is not a problem. It is a signal that the gap between need and response is too wide. Japanese parenting focused on closing that gap through presence, attention, and understanding. 2 words, Amae, Mimamoru. Watch, anticipate, respond before the cry. And that changes everything.